NVIDIA just announced earnings and the news is going crazy. Talking about how the stock is tanking after hours, stock is sliding, it's down, blah, 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 whatever. The stock's down $4 after hours after it's run up 47 points in the past 3 months. Give me a fucking break. This is not the shit you want to listen to if you want to build a multi-million-dollar stock portfolio. Hi, my name is Jody Jacobs. I'm the founder and CEO of MarketStart. I have also built a multi-million-dollar business from the ground up. So what is interesting about that is that you are getting stock market advice from an actual business owner. And why is that important? It's important because the stock market is a business of businesses. So let's dive in. I'm here to help you recover your stock market losses. If you've lost money in the stock market, or even if you are just starting out in the stock market and you want to know how to not lose money, you are in the right place. So the first thing you need to know when you're building a multi-million-dollar stock portfolio is that it's not going to happen overnight. It takes persistence and it takes time. But if you stay disciplined and you are consistently adding to your portfolio, working on it every day. Now, it doesn't mean you have to work on it all day, every day, but if you are consistently working on it every day, looking at it every day, checking the stocks every day, you are going to grow that portfolio. And it might happen faster than you think. But if you are doing strategies where you are making money hand over fist practically overnight, just know that you can lose that money just as fast. So stay in it for the long haul. There's a phrase that I hate that my dad, when he was still alive, was always teaching me, and it was from Tortoise and the Hare, which is slow and steady wins the race. And as much as I hate that saying, it is true. So when it comes to stock market investing, slow and steady wins the race. Yes, there are going to be times when you make a ton of money at a very fast pace. However, just know that if you don't stay mindful of that and what's going on, if you don't learn to just kind of step away and not become addicted to that, your portfolio will fall just as fast. So if you are using a strategy that helps you grow your portfolio that much, learn when to take a step back. Now, a lot of people will grow their portfolio via a buy and holds method. And yes, this is probably the best proven strategy out there. However, when you are buying and holding a stock, you want to be aware of the market cycles, because when the market turns, if you don't know when to take profit or how much profit to take, then you are going to lose a lot of money really fast. So you want to be mindful of market cycles as well. One of the ways that I have personally grown my portfolio is by buying a lot of shares of a high value stock. Now, this is kind of a riskier approach. If I'm being completely transparent, it's a riskier approach, right? Because you're not putting all of your eggs in one basket, but you are putting your eggs in fewer baskets, which means that you can lose it more quickly. But again, staying mindful of the market cycles and knowing where we are in the market cycles will always help with this. So be mindful of market cycles, buy and hold, buy more shares of a high value stock, but manage it, watch it. And you don't have to buy all the shares at once. You can start buying just a few shares and then adding more and more and more as the market goes on. Now, another way that you can grow a multi-million-dollar portfolio has to do with timing. And here's the thing. The absolute worst time to get into the stock market is when they're building it up, they're talking about it on CNBC, the market's at an all-time high, and there is so much optimism in the market, and everyone's excited, and all the bells and whistles are going off, and yada, yada, yada. That is not the time to get in the market. You want to get into the market after all of that is said and done, and it drops, because there is a good chance that after that height of the market's going to drop because it can't really go much higher at that level. It's not going to just keep going higher. Yes, it does eventually, but what you want to do is you want to stay patient, you want to stay mindful, you want to be watching those market cycles. So after a big drop happens, which can be anywhere from 8 to 20%, you want to jump in then. Another way you're going to build a multi-million-dollar portfolio is by learning how to not panic sell. So going back to what I was talking about earlier about NVIDIA, I'm sure there are investors who are getting caught up in those headlines, getting caught up on the news and panic selling off NVIDIA. Are you crazy? Do you guys know the market cap of NVIDIA? That is a stock that you probably want to hold for years. Now, I'm not saying you should. This is not investment advice, but for me personally, I'm holding that stock for a long time and I'm buying more shares. So do not panic sell based on what they're talking about on the news, based on what you're seeing on Instagram, Facebook, based on what your friends and neighbors are telling you. Stick to the facts, stick to the financials, stick to the technicals, stick to what you know is right about the stock that you're invested in. And finally, one of the best ways to build a multi-million-dollar portfolio is by being strategic and staying disciplined in your strategy. So have a strategy to follow and stay disciplined with it, which means if you have an exit strategy for a stock that you are in and you know when you want to or need to take profit, or you know when you want to or need to get out of that stock because it is going down, stick to it. Don't move things around. Don't wait it out, because that is how you lose more money. And I will tell you, most of the traders and investors that I know do not stick to their strategies. And those are the same traders and investors who lose a ton of money in the stock market every year. So stick to your strategy, have a strategy, stay disciplined, stick to your guns, and you will build your multi-million-dollar portfolio. All right, guys, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining. And if you have any questions, drop them below. Feel free to subscribe to my channel or follow me on Instagram for more.